Hello everyone, I'm MVL, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Duke Nukem Collection 1 and the Duke Nukem Collection 2 on the Evercade. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to unbox the games, and then we're going to look at some gameplay footage on the Evercade Versus. I got these from Funstock, and it came with this card here in this envelope, which advertises some more Evercade products. Now, one thing I will say for these cartridges, the Duke Nukem Collection 1 and the Duke Nukem Collection 2, is that they work on all Evercade products. So they work on the original Evercade, they work on the Evercade EXP, the new one, they work on the Evercade Versus, which is what I will be using to show you gameplay footage, and they also work on the Hyper Megatech Super Pocket as well. Now, you may need to update your hardware for these to work. As a matter of fact, when I put in the first Duke Nukem Collection cartridge on my Evercade Versus, it didn't recognize it at all. Nothing came up until I updated the system itself. And I had this before with another cartridge where one of the games didn't work, but in this instance nothing showed up at all until I updated it. So just so you know, you may need to update your hardware for these games to work. So here we have the Duke Nukem Collection 1. This features 3 games, Duke Nukem 1 and 2, remastered in widescreen, and it also includes Duke Nukem 3D Total Meltdown as well. 3 really awesome games on the cartridge that you can play once it's updated. It includes a full color booklet and the game cartridge itself. The booklet is really nice, full color, great new artwork on front of that as well. Now, I won't be showing every single page of the manual here, but the booklets are really nice. They're full color and they contain a lot of great information in there, including information about the game, a little bit about the story and about the characters, and what I find to be most useful is they have the controls in there as well. Now, something about the controls that I do need to bring up is that the controls may be different depending on which version of the Evercade you play this on, as the original Evercade only had 1 set of shoulder buttons and the versions after that had 2. And that's something to keep in mind when you play the game, that the controls may be slightly different depending on the version of the Evercade you are playing the game on. We're now looking at the Duke Nukem Collection 2, which also features 3 games in this. It has Duke Nukem Time to Kill, Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, and Duke Nukem Advance. I'm really hoping that we get another Duke Nukem Collection down the line. There's certainly the Game Boy Color game in the Duke Nukem series, and there's also Duke Nukem 0 Hour from the N64, which would be really cool if the Evercade is capable of running that. And if you want to get really crazy, you could have some of those Duke Nukem 3D modified versions in a collection as well. That would be really awesome. But it's still really awesome that we got these Duke Nukem collections somewhat out of the blue on the Evercade, new fully licensed versions of these games. There have been a couple of changes made to the games, which I will go into more detail when we look at the gameplay footage, but for the most part, a Duke Nukem fan is going to be extremely happy with these, especially considering that Duke Nukem 1 and 2 have been remastered and enhanced for this release, and it's absolutely fantastic to get these. Granted, you probably won't be able to get Duke Nukem Forever Xbox 360 version on hardware like the Evercade, but what we have got is really awesome to see. So with that said, let's take a look at these games, starting with the games on the Duke Nukem Collection 1 on the Evercade. Let's take a look at some Duke Nukem action. So we're going to start off with the Duke Nukem Collection 1, which includes Duke Nukem Remastered 1 and 2, as well as Duke Nukem 3D. The 2 remastered games both launch from a new menu, and they each feature enhanced visuals and widescreen presentation. It's great to see the original Duke Nukem side-scrolling games presented anew in these, at this time, Evercade exclusive versions. These 2 remastered games look and play very nicely as well on the Evercade controls, with the Evercade's Mega Drive style controller for the Evercade Versus feeling very natural for me on these side-scrollers. Some of the games are more accessible as well, including control customization and multiple difficulty options for players to use as well. Duke Nukem 3D Total Meltdown is the PlayStation version of Duke Nukem 3D, and includes some extras that weren't in the original version. Duke Nukem 3D might be the most well-known and popular game in this series, and it's excellent, although I'm personally more familiar with playing the original version on a computer using keyboard and mouse controls. The Evercade version still plays really well with its own controller, and if you wanted, you could use other USB controllers on the Evercade as well. This game is a classic and it's very well known and acclaimed for a reason, and this is another great version of the game. The Duke Nukem Collection 2 includes 3 more Duke Nukem games: Duke Nukem Advance, Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, and Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Duke Nukem Advance is from the Game Boy Advance. Being a handheld game, it was originally created for a small screen size, and when it's on the big screen it looks a bit blown up, though I personally think this game looks great, and the scaling was done very well here. This game plays extremely well, and if I were to call a hidden gem out of all of these games, this would probably be it. Duke Nukem Land of the Babes is a PlayStation game, and this and Duke Nukem Time to Kill have altered introduction videos from the original releases, where the licensed music from the intro videos has been taken out and replaced. It's a shame the original music from the introduction sequences couldn't be licensed for this release, but it is what it is. I remember having this on the PlayStation, and the controls take a bit of getting used to. This game has an extensive tutorial available, and begins with some platforming where you have to be precise. It feels to me like Duke Nukem was trying to be Tomb Raider's Lara Croft at the time this game was originally released. Duke Nukem Time to Kill also had its music altered from the introduction sequence. Even though this game was made before Land of the Babes, I personally find the controls a lot more intuitive in this game, with the option for automatic aim ever present, and the game starting off with engaging action to get the player into the mood, rather than going straight into platforming from the get-go. This game is really fun, and I hope we get more Duke Nukem collections in the future with more great games. And there you have it. That was the Duke Nukem Collection 1 and 2 on the Evercade. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like or a comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. And if you'd like to, you can also support me through Patreon or YouTube channel membership. Thank you for watching. I've been MVL, and I will catch you next time.